Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spanish Sling, a podcast where we try to bridge the gap between the Spanish and Singaporean companies and encourage economic relations between them. Today we're going to combine one of our most popular exports, food, with sustainability to talk about the organic food sector in Singapore. So this is why we welcome today Beatriz Cadenas, founder of Ecola, organic supplier. So in the first part of the interview, we're going to talk about the organic food sector in Singapore. So Beatriz, thank you very much for coming to the Spanish Sling.
Thanks to you for having me here.
So in this first part of the interview, I want you to kind of explore a bit of the sector because it's something that is unfamiliar to us. So can you give us an overview of the sector in Singapore? Is it increasing its relevance?
Yes, the sector is increasing. The annual growth rate is 3.2% between 2016 and 2021, and is expected to keep growing. And if we look at the presence of organic products in the supermarkets, in the past 5 years has increased 50%. Personally, I remember when I came to Singapore 5 years ago, in fact, it was very difficult to find organic products in the supermarkets. And nowadays, in every supermarket, in every section, there is a huge variety of organic products. But this growth is irrelevant if we compare it with the conventional food sector. So the organic food in Singapore remains very niche.
Yes, so I guess that as well as in Spain, that the organic food sector is still a niche, but it's growing, so there are huge opportunities coming from that. But when we think about, so you say that there's more products now in the supermarket, and when we think about the consumer who's going to buy these products, correct me if I'm wrong, we think about kind of this high income, really concerned about their diet and their lifestyle, but is it really the truth? So who is the main consumer of this type of organic products?
Yes, the demand comes from the upper and upper middle income groups. They are the ones who are financially sufficient. They are better informed about what organic means too. And also they are the ones who can invest in long-term health. But there are more groups who are consumer of organic food, are also people over 50 years old and or with health problems. They care about their diets in order to have a better lifestyle in a longer period of time. Parents who wants to invest in their children's health. Also vegan and vegetarians are high consumers of organic food. In Singapore are around 7% of the population. And last but not least, the younger generations. They are the most willing to try new products and the more aware of market trends.
So we see that it's not only related to income, but we see these consumers who are kind of broadening the interest in health and in what really comes into their bodies, and they're really getting educated, and that's why they, instead of buying a regular food, they opt for a healthier option. So we get an idea of the type of consumer who is going to buy this product for the Spanish companies, but are there any type of barriers to export this kind of organic products to Singapore?
No, there are no any barriers. More than 90% of the food in Singapore is imported. Singapore is an open economy and promotes international trade. And in terms of organic food, Singapore mostly depends on Japan, Australia, US, Europe, and New Zealand. So we are in the fourth position.
Yeah. So we see that there's an opportunity for Spanish organic food companies to come to Singapore and to realize that it's really easy to make business in Singapore because there's no barriers and there's a demand that is growing. So for those companies who may be looking for the latest trends in Singapore, what do you think that are the latest trends in organic foods in Singapore?
Definitely, Singaporeans are more open and receptive to organic food, mostly for three reasons. There is a organic movement worldwide, and Singaporean media has increased this awareness too. People are also more concerned about the importance of having a healthy lifestyle and caring for the environment. So the demand of products like pesticides-free, hormones-free, vegan, plant-based is growing in Singapore. It are very trend all these claims in the market. And third, people is more concerned whether their food comes from reliable sources. They want to make sure what they eat is safe and healthy too.
Exactly. So we see that there's a real trend that's happening here in Singapore and also worldwide. So we have to talk about the present of the sector. But I want to conclude this interview with your opinion. So what do you think is the future of the sector in Singapore?
The future is to offer more affordable prices. Even though people is willing to pay more for organic food, we wanted to make it affordable for everyone. And the demand is growing. There are more organic players coming into the market, so the supply is also growing. So in the future years, the price will go down. And also the future is to offer high quality products, trusted brands, such as the brands that are, for example, certified by the European Union as organic, as they are one of the most strict when we talk about
regulation.
Exactly.
Yes. So we see that there's a market which is growing with great demand and also great supply coming from this new type of companies, and that the future looks very bright because we're getting more educated when it comes to our health and what we put into our bodies and into our diets. So we will have the kind of these people that are more educated and that want to consume these products, but that really can afford them with this kind of low in the prices, as you have mentioned. So we see a bright future ahead of us. So thank you very much, Beatriz. Thank you for all the information you provided.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.